Hey CPAC fans, it is Marlena here with another edition of 5 Questions with Marlena. Tonight I am sitting down with 2 great performers with Atlanta Opera's Silent Night opening this Saturday, November 5th. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about them.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex Sprague, and I come from England in the southwest, a place called Bristol. Lived in London for about 7 or 8 years, but I now live in Wales, in Cardiff. And this is my American debut, and I'm singing the role of Jonathan Dale.
Hi everyone, I'm David Blalock. I am American. I am from North Carolina originally, and I now live in Minneapolis. And this is my role debut as Nikolaus Sprink, and my second time doing this wonderful opera, Silent Night.
Awesome. Okay, so Silent Night is about that spontaneous truce. It's a true story between the French, German, and British soldiers during World War I. Am I right, Chris?
Yes.
Correct.
Why do you think this story is so powerful?
Shall I go first?
Sure, go ahead.
I think the thing that I love about this story so much is that even though it's 100 years old, it's still so relevant to today. And the ideas that just run through the story and through the opera, the idea of death and destruction and loss, and yet within that you still find hope, friendship, love, humanity, and that's such a powerful message that is, even though it's 100 years old, it's still relevant right now, I feel.
Yeah, I was going to say something very similar. You took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, in fact, on Veterans Day, we're doing a performance, and we have a lot of veterans who are coming to see the show. And if it's not relevant to them, then I don't know who it would be relevant to. So it's 100 years old, but it's still something that we're dealing with now. Conflict, and I think it's a great story.
I feel like if you took the costumes from World War I and put a different costume from, more modern, you would still get the same story in a way.
For sure.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us each who your character is, and if you can sum them up in one sentence, if you can.
I'll go first.
Go.
You went first, though.
Please.
I am Nikolaus Sprink, and the first thing that comes to mind about Sprink, I'll start with the sentence. Nikolaus Sprink is very sensitive and also brave.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, you've done well.
Thank you.
Very well.
I'm not sure I can be that short. My character is Jonathan Dale, and he's a little Scottish boy, and he grew up in a little village in Scotland, and his story is about the loss of innocence. And he goes to war. He doesn't want to go to war. He's dragged to war with his brother, and right in front of his own eyes, he sees his brother killed and shot and killed. And so, like nothing he's ever seen before. And he has to live the grief and the pain, and all he can think about is revenge.
Wow. Great characters.
Yeah.
So,
Two of the best.
They're all great characters.
They're all great characters.
That's what's,
Yeah.
there's
true.
so many amazing stories in the whole opera, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Now, your director, Toma, correct? How does he get you guys to have the best performance you can, yourselves and the other performers on stage? How does he pull it out of you? Any techniques?
Well, one thing I've noticed about Toma that I enjoy is that he doesn't tell you what he wants you to do before you try it on your own.
Yeah.
When we start to stage a scene, we will go through it musically, and then he'll put it up on his feet, and he'll let you show him what you think you want to do with it. And then if he doesn't like it, he'll tell you, which is great, but he doesn't tell you, this is where I want you to go, this is what I want you to do, before he sees what your ideas are first, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. I think I'd agree with that, and I would say as well that what I love about the way Toma approaches the work is that he acknowledges that we're doing an opera, he acknowledges that we're in a theatre and it's a piece of theatrical work, but he really encourages us to be real characters within that, and to try and give real emotion across to the audience.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Love it. Okay, so a little personal here. Well, I guess kind of personal. When did you guys discover that you had these amazing voices or your talent? What age were you?
So again, I'm not sure when I discovered it, but anyway, I don't even know if I have now. But I've been singing my whole life. I was 4 or 5 years old when I think maybe 6, when I joined my local parish church choir back at home, And I just sang in choirs my whole life, and I just went from one stage to the other. I was one of the little boy choristers with my robes and my white ruff, and I kept singing through university when I discovered opera, and that was when it kind of lit for me when I was in my 20s, and that was when the interest in opera came, and it's something I've done forever, personally.
Yeah, similar story for me. I grew up singing in church. My whole family sang. My parents met in college choir. And I also have an older brother who's also a very, very fantastic opera singer who's a tenor as well. And he'll be singing in Atlanta later this spring in Abduction of the Seraglio.
Oh,
so
nice.
people in Atlanta,
Family
if you want to see the Blalocks perform, come to Atlanta.
I love it. Okay, our fifth and final question. Now, every artist sort of has a tradition before they go on stage, something they do to warm up. Do you guys have any sort of superstitions or traditions that you do?
I don't know if it's a tradition or a superstition, but I always like to have a cup of coffee before I go on. No matter how much I've had, I always have another one.
Me too.
Get the energy flowing?
Yes.
Caffeine?
Yes.
Caffeine for me, that's definitely a needed thing. Maybe some stretching. I quite like anything that distracts us from the nerves beforehand. So at the moment we've got a good game of Clue going on.
Yes.
In
I
the
saw that
dressing
on
room.
Twitter.
Yeah, that was so or maybe back home I'd play corridor cricket, if that makes any sense to any of you
no
whatsoever.
idea.
No.
No, don't worry. So anything that distracts us from the show, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, David, Alex, thank you so much for doing 5 questions with Marlena.
A pleasure.
Silent Night is here at the Com Energy Center. It opens Saturday the 5th, and it's here the 8th, the 11th, and the 13th. Make sure you come out and see these guys. We'll see you later.